I smashed another small paper pad, and stick around and you can see what I made with it. Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome. It is time for the Smash That Small Paper Pad collaboration. This is just a small collaboration I do with my friends Sarah and Kathy. Sarah is crafting and relaxing here on YouTube. Kathy is Stampin' Cat over on Instagram. Both of them will be linked in the description box below so you can check them out. But basically, we just choose a pad smaller than 12 by 12 and work on using it up each month. This month, I chose Pool Party by Echo Park. I didn't have anything to go with it. It was just the pad. But I did have some other Echo Park summer themed products that I pulled in a few of. I started out the pad with some scrapbook pages. I kind of chose this pad because I'm still trying to finish off my 2016 photos. And so kind of the last several projects that I've worked on, that I pulled out to use up, have been based on helping me finish my 2016 photos. So I had some photos from swim lessons. This was a summer staple for us. It kind of started off each summer when the girls were little. And so I took the 6x6 paper and just kind of cut it into 3-inch strips and then took those and cut them in half. So these are, if you include the hang tab area at the top, they're like just over 3 by 3-inch strips. And just kind of tried to match them up from top to bottom and then staggered the height. And just to make it look like it went all the way across the 12-inch layout. And I need to add some adhesive to my beach ball here. But I used one of the cut-aparts from the 6x6 pad as my title. And then I didn't have a ton of embellishments, but I did bring in a beach ball from one of the chipboard accessory packs I have from another summer collection from Echo Park. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to add some glue on there. So then I tend to scrap for myself and my daughters, and so this is just kind of a different variation of that layout for my other daughter, and then I have a 2-page layout for myself. So on this one, I took, and most of my photos were cut down, I think they were all cut down to 4x4, and so I just took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of white cardstock to kind of use as a matting, and then filled in the space with some strips from the pattern paper. So again, I didn't necessarily need, it was just a way to bring in the paper, but not big chunks of it. And so since I knew the strip wasn't, of one pattern wasn't going to go all the way across, I just took 2, trimmed them down to fit, and then there's like some thinner versions over here on this side. And then since I had some strips left, I brought them in at the bottom just to continue those patterns. This time I did my title, I used some fuzzy, thicker, like chipboard thickers that I had, and then just had some other strips that I just cut top to bottom just to kind of continue that square theme across. And then I used another cut apart from the pad just as an embellishment. So not a ton of embellishments on these layouts, but with the patterns are busy enough that I feel that kind of helps make them not quite so blah. So the next project I did, and these aren't finished, I need to finish them, but these are wood houses that my husband cut down for me. And lemon themed decor is in right now for summer. So since we have some summer shows coming up, I wanted to make some more lemon themed decor, like for trays. And so like this was the perfect size paper for these, because these blocks are only like, they're just over 3 inches tall, like shaped like a house. And so I just put paper down, traced around my wood shape here, and then used Mod Podge to adhere them. And I'm not finished because I think I'm going to add some twine, either some twine around them or like maybe a saying on the front. I haven't decided, but these are going to be like tiered tray decor that I can put in my shows. And then, oops, And then I made over 20 cards. And I did pull in sketches, as usual, just to kind of help me work through these quicker. The sketches will be linked in the description box below. First one is My Favorite Thing, sketch number 306. But I turned it this way because I didn't think about it, and I cut my paper in a vertical orientation. So I just used that paper as the background. This is a sentiment that I printed from my silhouette, and then this was a sticker, part of a bigger sticker left over from another summer collection that I just fussy cut out to get the pineapple to kind of continue the theme, and then brought in some paper scraps to add some extra pizzazz on that one. This one I had a pineapple from a kit, left over from a kit smash that I did a couple months ago, and so I just pulled him in there. And then on the inside of the cards I do have scraps. And then I did 2 florals, and these are happy birthdays, and then brought in some of the chipboard stickers from one of the other summer collections. Next is Operation Right Home, sketch number 73. And I did 4 of these as well. I just took this blue paper and cut it into like a card mat size, so like 4 by 5 1/4, and then did the same with the 2 pattern pieces, and then made sure that when I cut it at an angle, I was lining them up the same way on my trimmer so that it was going to slice it like at an angle in the same spot on all of the sheets. And so then I just kind of matched them up on the card front, and then added some white cardstock strip scraps to cover the seam. And also there were like 1 or 2 where it wasn't quite a great match up. I got off somewhere on my cutting, so the strip helped camouflage that. And then I used some of the 2 by 2 inch cut aparts from the paper pad as my sentiment. Brought in some scraps and then some stickers from one of the other collections. So 4 of those. And a lot of these cards, especially the ones like that, well, a lot of them are going to be donated. Most of them will probably be like cards for hospitalized kids or Send a Smile for kids, especially like the summer or fun themed ones. This is Mojo Monday, sketch number 538. And used the rest of my lemon paper that I had, and then the cut apart that coordinated with it, and then just I had some small scraps of this yellow cardstock left, so I just made some small yellow circles to add accent because I didn't have any like enamel dots or anything that matched the yellow. Next is My Favorite Things, number 531. And I have a few of these. I had the back side, this floral print is the back side of one of the cut apart pages. And so like this is the size of the cut aparts, these like 2 by 3 inch strips going this way. And so I thought they were perfect for this layout. Just threw on a thank you and a butterfly that I had in my little die cut bin that was on my desk. Another version of that. And then at the end, I had some of the watermelon paper left, so I just cut them down to the same size, added my sentiment, and then brought in a chipboard sticker that was a watermelon themed. This is My Favorite Things, sketch number 61. And I have 4 of these, trying to use up some of the rectangular cut aparts that were in the pad. And just brought in, was focused on the watermelon paper, and then just brought in whatever other strips that I had already cut. And then the strips going across were also strip pieces. This is My Favorite Things, number 600. I had 1 strip left, and so I just kind of cut it down into some block pieces. Used one of the last cut aparts I had from the pad, and then brought in a chipboard sticker. And then my favorite sketch, Operation Right Home, number 154. It's my favorite for using up scraps. Had a strip of the watermelon, so just cut it into 1.5-inch squares, added my sentiment, and then punched a flower out of one of the scrap pieces I had just to have something down here at the bottom. The colors kind of vibed with watermelon. And then I have several cards where I was just trying to use the scraps I had left. So this was like one of the last ones I did, and I had these tiny little pieces. And so I just backed them, lined them up, backed them all on white cardstock to kind of create like one piece of patterned paper, and then brought in a cut apart from one of the other collections that I had left. And it doesn't totally match, but like the blues or the pinks, I don't know. I think it's close enough that it works. And it gave me a big focal point for that card, which is what I needed. And then this is just, I had strips left. And so I did one full strip, and then I cut this one into blocks just to kind of make it a little bit interesting instead of just having strips. And so I believe this one is like 3 1/4 and 1 7/8, I think, and then they're all 2 inches wide, but I think that's how that ended up being cut. And then I had this wood grain is like the backside of a cut apart from another collection. So it's the sticker, and then this one I just brought in another one of those pineapples that I already had stamped and colored from my recent kit smash. So like I said, 20 cards, the 3 scrapbook layouts, the blocks. This was a fun, refreshing small pad smash and made me crave summertime, summer weather. I'm ready to get our pool open so that we can swim and enjoy. But again, please be sure to check out Sarah and Kathy's links to see what pads they used, what they made with their pads this month. Thank you guys so much for your time. Hope you all have a very crafty day.